Guy, you will know that you've discovered your true passion, your calling in life when it involves shit sandwiches and everybody is telling you, why do you do that? That's such a shit sandwich, but you love the shit sandwich. And so I think that is a
Mhm.
very useful test as people go through their careers and go through their life. Like, are you doing things that most people would consider a shit sandwich, but you love the shit sandwich? And I'll give you some real world examples. So when you're writing a book, and I've written 16, the editing process is the hard part. And I think,
Mm.
great writers are great editors. And I probably made 10,000 edits to this manuscript. And a lot of people would look at that and say, God, you are just crazy. I mean, why are you searching for every, serial comma? Why are you looking for every adverb? Why are you checking the passive voice everywhere? Why are you making every header consistent that starts with an active verb? Well, that's such a shit sandwich. But that's the shit sandwich. So, I mean, I think that's a really good test. When you're doing shit sandwiches, you have found what you love. And pretty soon you find out you love it. And I think a lot of Americans in particular, they say, what's an ikigai is you draw a Venn diagram and you say, okay, so what are you good at? What do you love to do? And what can you make money doing? So if you find something that's at the union of you like it, you're good at it, and you can make money, that's your ikigai. And I have to say, I kind of completely disagree with that. I think you will find your ikigai and you realize you found your ikigai when you are not good at it and you cannot make money, but you still love to do it. That's the test. I could tell you that it's easy to recognize the turning points and the tipping points as you're in the moment. I think it's impossible to do that. That many things that turn out, seem bad, uh, in the long run, really added value to your life. And like I would say, let's say that you were a graduate from an Ivy League school, you got everything going for you. You interned for Goldman Sachs and McKinsey and, all that. Like you are just the perfect person. And then you land this perfect job with this hot startup in Silicon Valley. And what they do is they take a drop of blood and they diagnose everything that's wrong with you. And oh my God, I'm working for Theranos and our CEO's on the cover of Forbes and Fortune and a Wall Street Journal. And she's the next Steve Jobs. And, your life is set. And then obviously your CEO and COO go to jail. It's all bullshit. And, the technology doesn't work. And it's like, oh my God, my life is over. On LinkedIn, it says I worked at Theranos. But I bet you a few years later, you could say, you know what, that's the best thing that ever happened to me because I learned about how people can be misled and they can mislead themselves. And I came out of that stronger because now I know what not to do and I know how to recognize, people who are just defaulting to proxies that, one Secretary of State is on the board of directors. So you get the second Secretary of State. And next thing you know, like Tim Draper is pouring in money and now everybody believes the bullshit. That's a very valuable lesson. So 20 years later, you may say, God, I learned so much from that bad experience. Now, having said that, you wouldn't say to yourself, oh, I'm going to go work for a company where the CEO and the COO are going to be put in jail. That's going to be my life path. That's the way to get good experiences.